You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, General Hospital soap opera fans. We have got your General Hospital Next Week promo for May 29th through June 2nd, and there is a ton to unpack. There are 8 big scenes in this promo that spans the width of the whole week, and we are going to dig into this right now. We're going to tell you what you're going to see, then we're going to analyze it and relate it to you for the existing spoilers, and then we're going to show you the promo so you can see for yourself and decide what you think is ahead. The first thing to know is that Monday, May 29th, there is no new episode. It is a preemption for Memorial Day. They are doing an encore episode of season 60, episode 27, which was Sonia Eddy's final episode as Epiphany Johnson. So it's definitely worth a rewatch if you're one of those fans that just adore her and just hate that Sonia Eddy's life was tragically cut short. Before we dig into this promo, if you haven't already, reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our General Hospital spoilers, casting news, all the stuff that you need to know about your favorite ABC soap. Let's dig into these 8 big scenes. The first scene is Curtis Ashford with his aunt Stella Henry, and he says, you've got 2 choices, give up or give in. Then we've got Portia Robinson saying to an unseen person, welcome home. I have a couple of guesses about who that is, but one that it's more likely. The third scene is Josslyn Jax with Trina Robinson, and Joss says, I have another option. Then we've got Spencer Cassadine on the phone saying, it's funny how your life can change in an instant. Then we've got Diane Miller talking to Robert Scorpio, and she says, that's all the confirmation we will need. We've got Drew Cain talking to Sam McCall, and he says, the less you know, the better. Then in our 7th scene, we've got Nina Reeves and Olivia Falconeri, with Nina saying, there's only one way to find out. Last, we've got Sonny Corinthos talking to Carly Corinthos and Michael Corinthos, and he says, and we all agree on that. They all seem kind of vague, but there's actually a fair amount to unpack here, and we're going to do that for you. First of all, the Curtis talking to Stella about giving up or giving in. And I have to assume that this is Curtis Ashford letting Stella know that he is going back home to his wife, Portia Robinson, even though he was just sucking face with his other ex, Jordan Ashford. And it definitely looks like, I don't know, if he's saying he's giving in and he's just going to accept what she did. We do know that Trina's DNA results are back this week, and either way, that's going to affect Curtis Ashford where it's not or where it is. So we'll have to wait and see. And then when Portia says to an unseen person, welcome home, I believe that is her talking to Curtis Ashford, because this week we've got confirmed spoilers that Curtis decides to move back home with her and Trina. And I think Marshall Ashford is also staying there. So it looks like that he's going to come home. But somebody else is coming this week into Portia and Curtis's home, and that is Portia's brother, Zeke Robinson, played by Gavin Houston. And I believe that she has brought in Zeke as a reinforcement to help her in her battle to cut Spencer out of Trina's life, because the other men in her life tell her that she's playing a fool's game and she doesn't need to push this way. We've also got the scene of Joss talking to Trina, where Joss says, I have another option. What this comes down to, this happens on Thursday, June 1st, when they get together to plot. This is clearly about Joss doing all she can to keep Dex Heller in town. She went to Sonny. She tried to get Sonny to fire him. She went to Michael to try and push him to prosecute, to give the feds the info he has on Sonny so that Dex could get loose that way. And she's not getting traction with either of them. And Dex is starting to get upset with her for pushing and prodding when he already feels trapped enough. But it looks like Joss is definitely her mother's daughter, and she is not going to give up on this. And she tells Trina, I have another option. I am still wondering if Joss is going to try to get a hold of the information to turn Sonny in as it stands, that she's going to try to go around Michael and do what Michael was planning to do. Then we've got Spencer talking on the phone saying it's funny how your life can change in an instant. And Maybe he's talking about his brother Ace Cassadine. It's not clear who he'd be on the phone with, which is very strange. Maybe Cameron Weber calls him, because we do have some hints that Cam is coming back soon in 2-week spoilers, where Liz has reason to be excited, and we believe it's Cameron coming home for the summer. We already knew that William Lipton would be back, and so maybe that's who he's talking to on the phone. And the big change in an instant, again, we're wondering with Spencer if it's the death of his awful great uncle, if it is having little Ace Cassadine in his life, or if it's this thing with Trina that he is pursuing. With Diane Miller's conversation with Robert Scorpio, where she says that's all the confirmation we will need, it sounds like she is talking to him about her defense of Carly Corinthos in the insider trading charges. What's kind of ridiculous about this is that Drew has decided they need to go after the person that reported them. Like, he somehow thinks that that is going to quell the charges against them. It really, when you're guilty and there's proof of your guilt, it doesn't matter who turned you in. It doesn't matter if Mother Teresa turned you in. It doesn't matter if the worst, scumbag criminal turned you in. It's not going to help you when there's hard facts against you. So trying to sabotage or expose, the person that turned them in isn't really going to help them, as far as, not in the real world, it shouldn't. And of course, Nina Reeves turned them in, and they are guilty. And that's what Carly has finally acknowledged, is that she did do what she did. It doesn't matter her rationale that she was trying to help Michael. When you cheat, there's consequences, and she was cheating the system. So we'll have to wait and see. But as we know, Carly very rarely pays consequences for her actions, although it would be very interesting for her to end up in orange coveralls. I just don't see it going that way. We'll see. With the scene with Drew Cain talking to Sam McCall, when he tells her the less you know, the better, this is obviously her asking about the insider trading charges against him, because of course she's concerned. They share a child. Maybe she will help him look into it to find out who reported him, since she is a private investigator. With Nina to Olivia, where Nina's saying there's only one way to find out, this is Nina trying to get Olivia to help Nina get away with this, even though Olivia doesn't know it, because right now everybody thinks Ned turned them in, and of course he didn't. Nina did, and Nina is also worried that Carly might roll over on Sonny, and that Sonny would wind up being collateral damage in this if she gave up the goods on Sonny to get out of her charges. Of course, he insists that she won't. Nina is working her own angle because she wants Carly out of her hair and in jail, which she thinks is okay, but she doesn't want Sonny to pay. And she's going to try to use Olivia to that end. Then we got Sonny talking to Carly and Michael, and it looks like they're at the hospital, and he's saying, and we all agree on that, I think he's trying to talk to them about his engagement to Nina and Nina's eagerness to reconcile with Willow, and how they all have Willow's best interest at heart. We'll have to wait and see. Those are all the big scenes, and if you hang on in just a second, we're going to show you the promo so you can see for yourself what's coming this week. If you haven't, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our General Hospital spoilers, casting news, all the goodies that you need to get ready for the week ahead on GH on ABC Daytime. Now buckle up and let's watch this promo, okay?
I've got two choices, either give up or give in.
Welcome home. I have another option.
It's funny how your life can change in an instant.
That's all the confirmation we will need.
The less you know, the better.
There's only one way to find out.
And we all agree on that.